Hi, Stefan. The argument, as I understand it, centers around the idea that if the majority of people want to do something, then compelling them is not rational. Um, the problem I have with this is when you try to apply it to laws, people don't just want to do something, they want everybody to be compelled to do something. That's why they vote for taxes to pay for the poor instead of voting against taxes and giving to charity, because they want it to be compelled from everybody. It's like a common problem. Nobody really wants to deal with it individually. They want everybody to have to deal with it. Um, Take a real simple example, which I think destroys your logic-based argument. Um, Nobody likes trash on the ground. Yet, if you were to legalize littering, then people wouldn't stop littering. And people litter even though it's illegal. So, just because everybody wants there to be no trash on the ground doesn't mean that if you didn't have a state there enforcing there being no trash on the ground, then there would actually be no trash on the ground. Um, and how it actually works with charity in particular is that since everybody is forced to give, then you don't have to have this rather uncertain reliance on greedy individuals to actually cooperate enough to make sure the poor are taken care of. Of course, you talk about a lot of other things. It wasn't just a logical argument, but I'd like to go in at least a little bit. Like you say that the government doesn't have to do anything to get its funding, for example, because it has guns, and I think this is ridiculous. The basic idea is, at least in a democracy, you can vote them out, and that's how they're held accountable. Remember, this is a logical argument. You didn't want to get into statistics and evidence and stuff like that. Um, so even just from a logical standpoint, if you had a corporation in place of the government, the corporation somehow managed to get a monopoly, then you'd have an even worse situation because a corporation cannot be voted out of power. Again, this is just based on logic. I know it's kind of irksome. You probably want to jump in with explanations of market theory and start up competitors, and then I want to rebut that with idea of collusion and cost of entry and all sort of anti-competitive measures that people can take, and you want to scream out about the inefficiencies of government. I'd want to simply point out the horrors of the free markets and how that caused the mess of regulations we're in right now. But we're just dealing it on a logical level. And the logical level is the people in the banana who had the 85% or whatever who actually want to help out the poor don't just want to help out the poor, they want everybody to be forced to help out the poor. They want the 15% who do not want to help out the poor to also help out the poor. So there it is.